read a quick, short poem to wake up in a good mood called Shadow. I should write more verses to it. I'm your shadow, how are you? I like to see what you do. In the sunshine, in the rain, I follow you and don't complain. All your secrets I have seen, no one knows where we've been. I'm your shadow. The next one is a short story called Life's a Lottery. I'll just get in now. Holy Moses. David was depressed. He hadn't shaved for days and he'd worn the same shirt for 7. Soon he would be 55. He couldn't believe it. It only seemed a minute ago when he'd begun his first day at school. Then he had been full of life and dreams, dreams that were now dead and buried like an unloved puppy. He woke to the sound of the rain, but it could easily have been his own tears. He stared at the ceiling. Should I get out of bed, he thought. He wasn't sure. Unfortunately, he could only stare at the ceiling for so long. He reluctantly pulled on his tracksuit and headed to the bathroom. He looked in the mirror and could hardly recognize the flabby, unhappy face staring back at him. Where has my young man gone, he mused, and then he flushed the toilet. Down the pipe he muttered to no one in particular and offered himself a rare smile. He drank his coffee and slumped in his armchair and almost fell asleep again. He had a full day ahead. It was like a mountain he had to climb reluctantly. He began to conjure up positive thoughts, but it was like juggling jelly. He couldn't do it. There was only so much he could do without getting bored. Look round the shops, Team McDonald's, more shops. He was running out of options. He'd been watching a lot of TV. It was the only way he could get through the day and hide from reality. Oh my God, I have to turn the page. Oh no. He closed the door behind him and ventured out, braved the cold, rainy weather. Could it get any worse for a rainy day in Swindon? He thought with some accuracy. Things didn't improve when he stepped into an oily, cold puddle. He almost went back home again. How did I end up here, he thought angrily. He walked past shop after shop. To him they were all the same and he couldn't afford anything in them, even if he'd wanted to. He was dead to the world like a zombie. He had a few coins in his wallet and he could hear them jangling, almost pleading to be gotten rid of. The rain was falling heavier. He could feel the cold in his bones. He walked to the nearest cafe and sat down. He could see couples looking happy together, staring lovely into each other's eyes. If only I had a woman, he thought, think life would be a lot better. On the inside he was romantic with a heart of gold. It was then that an idea presented itself to him. Hello, and one overexcited couple were looking at tickets and it took him a while to realize what they were. Lottery tickets, he thought, and immediately images of escape and golden beaches and beautiful women flooded his mind. He checked his wallet. The coins were still there. He jumped out of his chair with renewed vigor. He was on a mission to win the lottery. Good morning, viewers. He headed for the same corner shop he had been in earlier, with his heart beating madly, and bought his first lottery ticket. His palms were sweating like a teenager as the ticket was handed over. This is fate, he thought excitedly. My life is going to change beyond all recognition, he thought, as he carefully placed the ticket inside his worn-out wallet, which was symbolic of his life. The next time I have a wallet, it will be leather and bulging with money, he said. Oh no. He had... I may have lost a page. He had 24 hours to get through. He stepped onto the curb. The rain was falling harder, but he didn't care. He had hope in his heart. Things were going to change. He could feel it in his cold bones. But he never saw the bus and it didn't see him. The driver was busy checking his numbers. He was sure it was going to be his lucky day. The bus stopped with a shriek, and the screams of the passengers filled the air like seagulls. They loaded David onto the ambulance like fresh meat. They checked his wallet. The ticket fell into the rain, and the numbers were all washed away. That evening, the winning lottery ticket was still unclaimed. Blared the news. Hope you enjoyed that short story. I may not have lost a page, it's confusing. Please submit. This is Jason from Bath, UK. Have a nice day.